Welcome to my inn, the Carriage Rest Inn, a place where the bard has tales that spin. As our weary travelers struggle to find their role in this world divided with souls that are full. Trust, confusion, loyalty are a greater foe than any arrow sprung from above. Who is dark? Who is light? A constant battle over who is right. Listen as we begin here at the Carriage Rest Inn.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Carriage Rest Tales. I'm your host and Dungeon Master Mike, and across from me we have...
Hey, what's up? It's Ryan at a very empty table.
Yep.
It'll be just me today.
Yeah, it's just Ryan and I, and we are picking right up in our storyline where we last left off, which was Vimus told Woods and Vasa to kind of hang tight while he was going to go hunt down the Night Circle and try to have a conversation with them. I think your words were, "It'll be easier for me if you're not there," or something like that.
Yeah, I would just think that the Night Circle would not be as entrusting seeing Woods and someone that looks like Osoph,
Yeah.
who they were trying to kill.
People that have been their enemies.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yep.
How are you? What are you doing from here then? So you're just left Woods and Vaso, and you're walking into the woods at this point. So
I'm ultimately going to do my thieves can't write something on the tree to, approach me when I'm alone, just to give them a signal.
Okay, so you carve some symbols into a couple of trees and maybe draw on some rocks or something like that, and you find a meadow to sit into. We'll say it takes maybe an hour before we'll say in an hour you hear some rustling coming from behind you, and then that rustling leaves, and about half an hour after that, a nicely dressed gentleman comes and kneels down in front of you. General Vive, welcome to the front lines.
It took you long enough.
I'm sorry, sir. We didn't know you were coming. I've informed Korgan that you're here, and he said to retrieve you and take you into camp.
Okay, because I have urgent news that needs his attention.
Fair enough. Let's head out. And you get escorted. It's basically like a butler, I'm picturing at this point.
Okay.
And
Korgan always had style.
Yep. He leads you through a rift into Dorma, where you see another camp set up. You saw the orc camp that was very rudimentarily put together. This camp is still not like a established settlement because they were on the move, but it definitely is more advanced than the orc camp was. So they have better equipment, better lines, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I would think the Night Circle would be better equipped and managed than random tribes of orcs coming together with...
Especially with Damien's assistance, or the professor's
his
assistance.
Artificer capabilities. Yeah,
exactly.
More technological, I guess.
Yep. So he leads you through the camp, and you see that there's a number of people that give a bow as Vive walks by. I don't know if you're having any pomp in your step or...
I think the Vive part of me is definitely soaking up this attention.
Yeah.
Because I don't get it with Woods and, and Vaso. So it kind of reminds him of his position in the Night Circle and just that reminder that he was kind of legit.
Nice. They lead you to the central camp, or the central tent in the camp, and opens the flap. And inside you see that there's already wine, ales, food laid out. There's even a wash bin with a washcloth so you can clean yourself up if you wanted to. And the butler looks at you and says, Korgan said he'd be here in about 30 minutes. Please make yourself at home, and he'll be back as soon as possible.
Very well.
You just want to wait 30 minutes, or is there anything you want to do?
I think I would definitely clean up. Do I feel like I'm definitely alone, or do I get the sense that I'm being watched in this tent?
Go ahead and roll a perception check or a detect traps. Make an investigation if you wanted to do that.
Perception's higher.
Okay.
10.
I would say Vive has feels pretty secure that there's nobody listening in. You would have walked to the perimeter on the inside of the tent and didn't see any slits in the tent walls or open flaps, or didn't sense any magic or anything like that.
Okay. I would definitely clean myself up, maybe sip on some wine because, it's there. And then in a corner, try to pull out this crown, the Harbinger crown, because it's the first time I've actually had time to look at it and investigate it.
It looks very similar to the golden crown that Vive had saw inside the Harbinger's statue in Black Bay Harbor.
Okay.
So if you remember, end of season 3 or beginning of season 4, I can't remember where it fell timeline-wise. During the Festival of Lights, Vive was observing the battle safely away because he was injured. But then the Colossal had broke the Harbinger statue and revealed that it was hollow.
Right. Okay.
And Vive had taken the opportunity to jump down there and go inside and noticed that there was a floating golden crown in there. And you can immediately tell that this is the opposing force of that one, the wooden crown to go with the golden crown.
Okay. It's taken every bit of his fiber not to put it on because I think he's just naturally curious of what it does, but he's not wanting to bring attention
that he has it,
or if he puts it on and like a thunder wave or something erupts.
Something happens?
Yeah, but I think he just wanted to get a good look at it for the first time. He thought he was alone without eyes watching him. He doesn't want Vaso or Woods to know he has it.
Yeah, you had told Vaso one of Woods's people had it, if I remember correctly.
I think I was very slick and said they had it, but I did manage to get the tapestry and gave that back. So whether he bought it or not.
I'll say you definitely sense that there's some magical energy coming from it, but that's not unsurprising since you've also had that same feeling from the wooden dagger that Nomus had, and you get the same feeling from Woods' bow. So you know it's part of that set of weapons that the Harbinger had used to cast the spell.
Okay, because I had held the orc staff too, and it felt
we'd have
stronger, indestructible.
Yep.
So
exactly.
I just wanted to see if I got any sort of sensation.
You definitely
from
know
the
that it
crown.
does something.
Okay.
All of the artifacts have some magical properties, but you don't know what this one does yet.
Okay. I'm going to put it back and then sit at the table and continue to sip on my wine, waiting for Korgon to arrive.
Eat some food, have some drink.
Yeah.
Korgan shows up about 25 minutes later and immediately storms in and takes a knee in front of you. General Vive, I must apologize. I am sorry the scouts didn't recognize you and attacked. Don't worry, I've already had them executed. It will not happen again. I apologize for that.
No worries. I still appreciate your loyalty and cause for the Night Circle.
Yes, and I appreciate how I'm just so impressed at how skilled you are. I heard you were here, and only in a few hours you've already removed Osaf from the field of battle. And then not only that, did you steal their holy relic?
The orc relic?
Yes.
Well, I'm a general for a reason.
Man.
Yes.
They just killed their morale, and we've already got our troops cleaning it up and moving on to the city. So I can't thank you enough. We've been here for months, and you just show up. I'm just so impressed. It only took you a couple hours to do what we couldn't.
Well, that's another reason I wanted to come, is to report that Osaf is no longer an issue and that the staff had been taken.
Yeah, our scouts noticed that, and we heard the alarm bells go off, so we sent some scouts to see what was going on, and I didn't see you there personally, but I had heard from the unfortunate scouts we talked about that you were in the vicinity. I'm just so surprised.
Stealth has always been my friend and ally.
Yes.
And it does help that the orcs were not the brightest bunch.
Yeah, but we haven't been able to get through their lines at all. They're not the brightest, but they are hardy.
Hardy is a good word. So I must ask, where is the professor? Do you know his whereabouts? And does he know the events that have taken place?
The professor is on the move. He is with a contingent of the Order of Light going to the ruins of Carhang.
What is his objective there? Do you know?
Well, just like they did in Trin, the Harbinger of Creation has found a way to restore the pillars. They've restored the pillars of Trin, and they're on their way to restore the pillars of Carhang.
Restore or destroy?
Restore. And you picked up on that the Night Circle is trying to destroy them, but the professor is restoring some of them.
Yeah, why is he trying to restore them when I thought the objective was to destroy?
The objective for the Night Circle is still to destroy. The professor obviously needs to maintain his cover.
As Damien with the
Night Circle. So he's taking the role of Damien and doing the Harbinger's bidding, but he did build in a flaw that we will take advantage of when the time comes.
Do you know what this flaw is?
Yes, this missive is actually for you. And he's going to reach through his pouch and grab a scroll and hand it to you. The scroll is still written in Thieves' Cant just to keep it more secure. So it's a little bit harder to get full sentences out. But you pick up that you were tasked with going to Trin, which is the Tabaxi capital,
Okay.
to refell the pillar there. I guess the first part would say after Kamachi falls, move to Trin and fell that pillar. And there'd be directions in there about how you need to place a single phase round in a certain location on the pillar, and that will destroy the pillar.
So we no longer need relics to
Not-
destroy.
Not for these temporary fixes. We still
So
need
ones
the,
that have already been destroyed are already weak.
yes, we'll still need the relics to fall or to fell Kamachi, and we still need to find the crown.
Okay. Do you know the whereabouts of the Iron Mist?
Yes, we have the Iron Mist stationed, I need to tell you, say 20 miles south of Black Bay Harbor. We're keeping an eye on the Colossal until it's time.
Time for what?
Time to fell the pillar at Black Bay Harbor. We need something to contest with their champion.
Lord Commander Benson?
Correct.
Yeah, I heard he is quite the adversary. Do you also know the whereabouts of the orc that was captured the night that Vaso and the one they call Woods rescued Nomus?
The night that you were taken.
Yes.
Yes, they have taken him to the Iron Mist.
Yeah, so he is also
they
at the
took him-
Iron Mist.
Yes, they took him to the Iron Mist.
Okay.
For testing. He appears to be a merged soul.
The Iron Mist is 20 miles south of Black Bay Harbor. They're waiting to fell Black Bay Harbor till they can find someone to take out their champion.
Yes. We don't know where the crown is, so we can't fell that pillar. So while we have our scouts searching for it, we're trying to keep the Harbinger of Destruction, or as you know him, the Colossal, at bay. We don't want him to attack the city too early until it's time for us to go to war with them.
Interesting. Vive is contemplating. I may know of someone that could possibly stand up to Benson.
Somebody that could distract the Lord Commander.
Yes.
That would be very beneficial to our cause. We would still be able to use the Colossal then to help raise the city.
Yes, but two things need to happen. This person is tied to someone else who wants to rescue that orc at the Iron Mist.
Okay.
So in order for that to happen, that prisoner needs to be let go.
Needs to be released.
Yes.
And then we'll get a more powerful ally.
I think their goals align with the Night Circle.
That's good to hear. You outrank me. I'm sure the professor would be happy to make a trade for something positive. I'm sure they're done with their tests anyways.
But this person isn't the most trusting of me, as you can imagine. And he lets out a little smirk.
It's a part of our workload.
Yes. They nearly fell me, if that tells you anything.
They are powerful indeed.
And since I was captured, I am without some armor and weapons I used to have. I didn't know if you would have some things to arm me with in case this person decides I can no longer be trusted.
We will be happily to fit you, General Vive.
That would be awesome.
And he's going to call back forward his butler to take some measurements for your new armor that they're going to craft for you. It'll take a couple of hours for him to sew and polish the leather, but I think we have time. It will take our troops a couple of hours to continue their advancement into Kamachi.
Yes, we have food and wine and lots to catch up on.
Okay. So then at that point, Korgan would occasionally excuse himself when runners would come in to inform them how the battle's going. You are welcome to eavesdrop in on those conversations if you want, or just let Korgan handle that battle that's taking place.
I think the less I know, the better. Because
Okay.
I feel without Osoph there and the bigger guy without his staff, I feel like Korgon can take them out.
Yep. That's kind of what you had picked up as his initial conversation about their morale was crushed after losing a holy relic and their best commander all in the matter of minutes, so they were able to fell them pretty easy. A couple hours goes by and you're presented with a brand new set of leather armor. We'll do obviously studded leather because they're going to give you the best that they can, but maintain the ability to allow you to sneak.
Yes.
Is there a particular color that you want it to be? Or how do you want it to look, since they would know Vive's style, and because Korgon idolized Vive, so he would definitely make sure to give him exactly what he remembers him liking.
I think black, and since Vive does have a little bit of panache now that, especially he's merged with Nomus, I think some like gold trim, like around the cuffs, the collar.
Okay.
Not enough that's going to be like
glinting,
but just a dark enough that gives it that contrast.
A nice metallic, maybe like a rubbed metallic.
So it's exactly. Almost like brushed, so it doesn't give off a reflection.
A lot of reflection.
Right.
Love it. And we can go ahead and make it +2 armor.
Sweet.
So we'll have to look up what studded leather armor is, but I think at this point, Vive has earned some fancy armor, and you still have your daggers and your rapier.
Well, the rapier's broken.
Is the rapier broken?
I think I rolled a 1 and it broke, and you said the damage is -2.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So if there was some other finesse weapon.
Do you prefer rapiers, or do you want daggers or throwing knives? You'd be able to, basically, they were here for conquest, so they definitely have the armory to stock you with what the Night Circle has.
I think Vive would prefer daggers.
Daggers? Okay. So you would have, I'd say you have the multitude of daggers, like the multiple sheaths going down your legs, on your back. So
some like throwing ones, so 2 that are just strictly
longer for more combat fighting. Yeah, you would definitely have a series of throwing daggers, normal daggers, backups for those.
Yeah, just being well equipped.
Yeah, you're the silent rogue armorer.
Maybe also a hand crossbow, something like that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of something that's, I'm picturing like people that have the small pistols up their sleeve.
Yeah.
Obviously nothing like that, but just something he can quickly fire to
something
defend
that
himself.
Would fit maybe on your chest or something, kind of condensed down. And when you pull it out, it has 6 shots, we'll say.
Okay, perfect. I also must ask, since it's been a while, whatever happened to Theron?
Theron's still at the Iron Mist, sorting through the memories of a god. He's less crazy now, which is good. He's more lucid, but he still has night terrors, and we're also trying to keep him in that state because we gain information.
Sure.
So
it's good to have intel.
Yes, he's been very fruitful in his knowledge he's been giving us.
So, trying to remember the world, how close is Trin to Black Bay Harbor?
Look it up real fast. I don't remember my world either.
Because I got, I guess, 2 other questions.
Going to carriageresttales.com and maps. So you guys are up here by Kamachi. Trin is down south in this lake. And then Black Bay Harbor would be up and around this mountain range.
Okay, so maybe a few days to get to Trin.
Yep, probably a couple of days to get to Trin. There would be a river you guys could take, because that was that same river. There would be a river down there, but it wasn't. You guys took the river to Amberton.
Amberton, okay.
Yep. So you would be able to take a river for a while and then get off and huff it over to Trin. And then it would probably be a few days to probably a week to get around these mountains, just because they're, it's not a straight path to Black Bay Harbor.
Okay. So here's, I guess, what Vive's initially thinking. Leave here, go to Trin, fell the pillar.
Okay.
And then try to get into Black Bay Harbor or south of Black Bay Harbor, rescue Clyde.
Where the Iron Mist is, yep.
Yes. So, and I'm going to say all this to Korgon. So when I leave here, I will immediately go to Trin and then head towards Black Bay Harbor to the Iron Mist. Can you let them know that I need that prisoner in exchange for an ally that I believe can stand toe-to-toe with Benson long enough to do what we need to do?
Yes, I can send that message ahead, but we still can't attack Black Bay Harbor yet. So we still need to find the crown and organize our assault. But if we find it, I believe now would be a good time to strike because the Harbinger is on the move. And you pick up, because I forgot to mention it earlier because I had a lot of notes I was trying to get through. The Harbinger creation is traveling with Damien, restoring the pillars.
Sorry, who is?
The Harbinger creation.
Wow. Okay.
So
Big
he's
guns.
currently not in Black Bay Harbor. So they're saying if we can find the crown, like you sense there's a lot of desperation to try to find it because this is a good time to be able to attack. Like the stars are aligning for the first time in a long time. You know what I mean?
I will smirkily look at Korgon and say, if you can ensure me that the prisoner is released and I can convince this person to stand up to Benson, I may be able to produce the crown.
He would be very, not suspicious because he idolizes you, but very surprised.
I don't want to withhold information from you because you are my most trusted ally, but I need something in my back pocket should something go south.
I understand, sir.
And I'm trusting you and you alone with this information.
Okay. I will.
If these things happen, I feel confident I can produce the crown.
I trust you. I don't know how I'm supposed to relay that information, though, sir.
I don't want you to relay the crown information just yet.
Okay.
I need to align these other two things up before I give false hope that these things can happen.
Okay. So
do you understand?
Yes. To make sure I fully grasp it, though, we will stay here in Fel Kamachi as planned.
Yes.
You, under the orders of the professor, will travel to Trin and fell that pillar.
Yes.
And then continue on to the Iron Mist, where we will do a prisoner release to your care in the reward of gaining a powerful ally.
And if the powerful ally is willing, I feel confident I can produce the crown.
That is very exciting.
But if this ally of mine is not going to stand up to Benson, that's what I don't know if we can handle. Yes.
I guess we'll have to.
I need the prisoner to appease someone to appease another person that I think is the ally. And if all that is in play, I think it'll be our time.
You run some complex webs, sir.
It is what I do. It is why I got to this position.
I am forever going to learn from you, sir.
You are well on your way.
And
for the first time, I'll call him a friend.
Oh, nice.
That might be the Nomus part coming out.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know that though. He's very excited. Doesn't tear up because he's
a big fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I think just to further try to seal this deal.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell he's 100% on board, and he will relay the information once Kamachi is felled. He'll relay the information over to the Iron Mist to expect the return of General Vive.
Once Trin is fallen, expect me to go immediately to the Iron Mist.
Okay.
And I can leave messages along the way if things go south.
Okay.
Because that will get back to you.
Once we fell Kamachi, we'll head that way as well.
Sounds like a good plan.
Perfect.
I would also ask, he gave me phase rounds.
Yeah. I could say we'll say you got 20 phase rounds.
And Vive knows how to
Yep,
use
Vive knows how to
okay.
use them.
I'm getting loaded up.
You are.
I would also ask, because I took some damage. I didn't know if along the process there'd be like healing or if I can do a short rest sort of thing.
We could definitely do a short rest because you were able to wash up and they had all those supplies there.
Right.
I'll say you can do 3 hit dice.
Because I also don't want to show weakness.
Yeah.
That I need healing. I don't think that's something Vibe would do, but if I could discreetly ask, well, I don't even know how I would discreetly ask for help and maintain my general.
Maybe you would have noticed that on your walk in, there was a medical supply tent set aside that you'd be able to go in and grab the stuff you need to make like healing kits.
Okay.
So we'll do 3 hit dice worth of healing back to you from what you were able to salvage from the tent.
Got it.
And you can either stealthily pick that up during the downtime or just grab it on your way out, whatever.
I think in that hour I was waiting for Corgon. I would have slipped out,
Grab the stuff you need.
grabbed to the stuff, and probably used it before Corgon showed up. So I didn't look completely battered and beaten up. Because
that makes sense. You wanted to show those strength and arrogance.
Yeah, those orcs and ogres really did a number on me, and I don't want to admit it.
Yes, they did. Well, they got you in a tricky spot where you were going to take bludgeoning damage.
Right.
And a rogue doesn't really do well with that.
No, not at all. Especially by himself.
All right, so you got all of your stuff, and now you're heading back to where you left Woods and Vaso.
Yep. I think I would leave Corgon, kind of do that gladiator, grab him by the forearm, kind of handshake. Thank you for your assistance and your trust.
And then he would reply, I'll see you again at the Iron Mist.
Perfect.
As this story pulls on your soul, in the end, we hope it is full.
Hey guys, it's Mike, your host and Dungeon Master at Carriage Rest Tales. I just want to say thanks for taking the time to listen to our podcast. It really means a lot to us. If you are enjoying the content and you haven't already, please give us a 5-star review. It's really going to help us grow our listenership and be able to reach more people. I also want to give a special thanks to Tabletop Audio for providing the background music for today's episode.